Welcome to FA Cup Files, ESTD 1871, where football's oldest trophy tells its greatest stories. Step into history with FA Cup Files, a tribute to grit, glory, and the birth of the beautiful game. Since 1871, legends have been made. FA Cup Files brings you the stories time tried to forget. Mikel Arteta, 2019 present. FA Cup wins, 1, 2020. Won the FA Cup in his debut season as manager, defeating Chelsea 2-1. Former Arsenal captain who's brought renewed energy and tactical sharpness. Mikel Arteta, a Matrian, born the 26th of March 1982, is a Spanish professional football manager and former player who is the manager of Premier League club Arsenal. In this Spanish name, the first or paternal surname is Arteta and the second or maternal family name is a Matrian. Arteta began his senior club career at Barcelona in 1999, but limited playing time led to a loan move to Paris Saint-Germain in 2001, where he won the UEFA Intertoto Cup in his second season. Arteta joined Rangers in 2002 for £6 million and won the League and League Cup in his debut season, scoring a decisive 93rd-minute penalty on the final day. After a brief return to hometown club Real Sociedad, Arteta signed for Everton in 2005 and was named the club's player of the season twice. He joined Arsenal in 2011 for £10 million and won 2 FA Cups before retiring in 2016. Arteta represented Spain through several youth levels but never played for the senior national team. Arteta was appointed as an assistant coach to Pep Guardiola at Manchester City in 2016. He returned at Arsenal in a managerial capacity in 2019 and won the FA Cup in his debut season. Playing career. Born in San Sebastian, Basque Country, Arteta began his football career at Antiguco and befriended fellow midfielder Xabi Alonso as they played together every weekend. The two often played along the beaches and gutters of San Sebastian and dreamed of playing together at Real Sociedad. Arteta left San Sebastian aged 15 in July 1997, with Antiguco teammates John Alvarez and Mikel Yanguas, to trial with Barcelona's youth academy, La Masia. The trio played 3 trial games and all earned professional contracts with the club. 4. Housed in dormitories, the academy lifestyle was notoriously strict and Arteta's Antiguco teammates would leave the academy shortly after arrival. It was in these dormitories where Arteta would become roommates and friends with Barca legends Victor Valdés and Andrés Iniesta as teenagers. He would also make friends with budding club legend Xavi Hernández during his tenure at La Masia. Arteta met then Barcelona captain and his future coaching mentor Pep Guardiola during this time, while learning the practices of their then head coach Louis van Gaal. Arteta trained regularly with Van Gaal's first team but was limited only to appearances in Spain's Segunda Division B with Barcelona B. Following Van Gaal's departure from the club on the 20th of May 2000, incoming coach Lorenzo Serafur brought Emmanuel Petit and Gerard Lopez into Barcelona's midfield, pushing Arteta further back into a queue which already included Guardiola, Luis Enrique, Philippe Cocu, Yvon de la Pena, Xavi, and Iniesta. La Masia teammate Joffre Mater believed that Arteta wouldn't make it at Barcelona purely because of his competition, explaining in 2023, "Everyone knew he had a chance because of his quality, but Xavi was extraordinary and Iniesta could play every position. I wasn't expecting him to be a Barcelona star because of the others." With administrative changes in La Masia during the 2001 season. Loan to Paris Saint-Germain. Midway through the 2001 season, Arteta went to French club Paris Saint-Germain on an 18-month loan. He joined a star-studded team managed by Luis Fernandez, a team which included the likes of Mauricio Pochettino, Gabriel Heinze, JJ Okocha, and Nicolas Anelka. Arteta would also later play with Ronaldinho when the Brazilian moved to Paris in the summer of 2001. He made his senior debut on the 10th of February 2001 against Auxerre in the round of 32 of the 2001 Coupe de France. Arteta started the match at the Parc des Princes and played the entire game, in which PSG lost 4-0. On the 17th of February 2001, Arteta made his French Division 1 debut coming off the bench in the 34th minute for Vampeta in a 1-0 defeat against rivals Marseille, away at the Stade Velodrome. Arteta was used by Fernandez primarily as a playmaker during his time in Paris. He played 11 games in his first season and he scored his first senior goal on the 12th of May 2001 against Lille. During Arteta's second season with PSG, he won the 2001 UEFA Intertoto Cup in the summer, watching both two-legged final games against Brescia from the bench. He played 53 games in total for PSG and scored 5 goals. PSG wanted to keep Arteta at the end of the loan period, and did have first refusal on the player. Instead, he returned to Barcelona after his loan spell. Rangers. Arteta signed for Scottish club Rangers in March 2002 in a £6 million transfer deal. He enjoyed a successful first season in Glasgow and quickly established himself as a first-team regular. Highlights were scoring on his Old Firm debut and converting a late penalty on the final day of the 2002-03 season, which proved vital for goal difference as Rangers completed the domestic treble of the Scottish Premier League title, Scottish Cup, and Scottish League Cup. Arteta was injured shortly before the 2003 Scottish Cup final and missed the match. Arteta started his second season with Rangers by scoring 6 goals in the first 6 games of the season as the club qualified for the Champions League group stages, although they did not qualify from that group and ended the campaign without a trophy. Arteta returned to Spain after 2 seasons in Glasgow. He later credited his spell at Rangers as helping him develop as a player, stating, "Scottish football was tough, really tough. It was really physical, people got at you and I had to improve on that a lot. I think I did that to get to the level that the Premier League required of me." Real Sociedad. He joined Real Sociedad for €5.2 million in 2004, with the idea being that Arteta and Xabi Alonso could play together. However, Alonso left for Liverpool, and Arteta failed to establish himself in the team, starting only 3 league matches in the half-season he spent back in San Sebastian. Everton. Arteta playing for Everton in 2011. Everton manager David Moyes signed Arteta in the 2005 January transfer window on loan with a view to a permanent transfer. Seen as a replacement for Danish midfielder Thomas Gravesen, who had moved to Real Madrid, Arteta played a vital part in helping Everton achieve the possibility of qualifying for the Champions League when they finished 4th in the Premier League. However, they were knocked out controversially by Villarreal in the last qualifying round. He scored his first Everton goal in a 4-0 victory over Crystal Palace, and signed a permanent 5-year deal in July 2005 for a fee of £2 million. The 2005-06 season saw Arteta pick up both the Everton Player of the Season and the Players' Player of the Season awards. Arteta's good form extended into 2006-07. As well as retaining his starting place, he frequently turned in man-of-the-match displays, and finished the season with 9 goals from the 35 league games he played. Arteta was awarded the Player of the Season award for the 2nd consecutive year. He was also voted the Premier League's Midfielder of the Year by the viewers of Sky Sports, beating PFA Players' Player of the Year Cristiano Ronaldo to the award. Arteta's creativity was an essential part of Everton's attacking play the following season, and he had scored 6 goals by the end of January. That improved further a season later, with Arteta scoring 9 times in the 2006-07 season and once again ending the season as the Player of the Year. He helped Everton secure a place in the UEFA Cup and was ranked by the Actim Index as the 6th best player in the Premier League, but it did not earn him a call-up into the full Spain squad. During the summer of 2007, he signed a new 5-year contract. Arteta added another accolade to his growing collection during the 2007-08 season, when he picked up the Northwest Footballer of the Year award. He then became the first Everton player in 5 years to receive the Liverpool Echo Sports Personality of the Year award in January 2008. Arteta suffered a stomach injury in the second half of the season, and shortly before the final game of the campaign, he underwent surgery to rectify the problem. He scored his first goal of the 2008-09 season in the Premier League opener versus Blackburn Rovers with a free kick. He was named captain for a 2-2 draw with Newcastle United, scoring a penalty in the game. In February, Arteta was carried off on a stretcher in a 0-0 draw with Newcastle, having injured a ligament in his knee, days after his first inclusion in the Spain national team squad. The injury kept him out for the rest of the 2008-09 season and the first 5 months of 2009-10. Over the course of the season, Arteta began to play in the centre of the field again, usually being partnered with a defensive midfielder. This gave him the freedom to dictate the tempo of the game and connect with Pienaar and Osman on the wing. Arteta made his return from injury in January 2010 as a substitute in an FA Cup tie against Birmingham City, before starting in a 2-1 home Premier League win against Chelsea. His first 2 goals of the season were scored in a 5-1 win over Hull City in March 2010. In August that year, he signed a 5-year contract extension with Everton. The 2010-11 season proved to be not as successful as expected for both the team and the player. After early goals in the season, against Manchester United in a thriller 3-3 comeback at Goodison Park, and in a 2-0 win in the Merseyside derby, Arteta suffered a loss of form that would be crucial in Everton's push for a European spot. He began to show again glimpses of creative power in the final part of the season, when he was played again on the wing, enjoying more freedom and space. Upon departing Everton, Arteta said, "I am 29 years old, so I haven't got much time left to take a chance like this one. I have done my best for Everton." A few weeks later, he stated that the spirit in Everton's dressing room is the best in football. Arsenal. Arteta playing for Arsenal in 2012. Arteta signed for Arsenal on the 31st of August 2011 on a 4-year deal for a reported fee of £10 million. He made his debut on the 10th of September in a 1-0 home win against Swansea City, and scored his first Premier League goal for Arsenal in a 4-3 loss against Blackburn Rovers at Ewood Park. Arteta got his first chance to captain the Gunners in the third-round FA Cup victory over Leeds United, a game in that marked his second Arsenal debut of Thierry Henry. Arteta suffered an ankle sprain in Arsenal's 2-1 loss to Wigan Athletic on the 16th of April, which sidelined him for the remainder of the season. Despite this, he made 29 appearances all season, scoring 6 times, and was voted by the fans as the 5th most important player of the 2011-12 campaign in Arsenal's Player of the Season poll. Following the departure of captain Robin van Persie, Arteta was made Arsenal's vice-captain for the 2012-13 season. He was voted by the fans as the 4th best player of the 2012-13 campaign in Arsenal's Player of the Season poll, after leading the team to their 17th consecutive top-4 finish. He missed the beginning of 2013-14 due to injury, but returned to the squad by the end of September, going on to score and be sent off in the same match, a 2-0 win away to Crystal Palace in October. Arsenal reached the 2014 FA Cup final, with Arteta scoring against former club Everton in the quarter-final, as well as in the semi-final shootout against Wigan Athletic. Arteta captained the side for the final at Wembley, leading them to a 3-2 win against Hull City and receiving his first major honour in English football. Arteta became Arsenal's new club captain ahead of the 2014-15 season. He won his first trophy as full-time captain, playing the full 90 minutes as Arsenal beat Manchester City 3-0 in the 2014 FA Community Shield. Despite his new appointment, he would only make 11 appearances for the whole season, scoring once. Arteta signed a 1-year extension with Arsenal for the 2015-16 season and came on as a substitute as Arsenal beat Chelsea 1-0 to win the 2015 FA Community Shield, his first competitive appearance for the club since November 2014. His final game for Arsenal came on the last day of the season. Arteta came on as a substitute and forced Aston Villa goalkeeper Mark Bunn into scoring an own goal after his shot went off the crossbar. He received a standing ovation from the crowd at full time. International career. Arteta played for Spain at the youth level. He played in the victorious 1999 UEFA European Under-16 Championship campaign, at the 1999 UEFA CAF Meridian Cup, 1999 FIFA U-17 World Championship, and captained the side in the 2004 U21 European Championships qualifying campaign. Citation needed. In 2010, there were moves by the English FA and Fabio Capello to see if Arteta could represent England, believing he qualified under FIFA's 5-year residency rule. FIFA ruled it. Thanks for tuning into FA Cup Files, where every cup run holds a tale, and we're here to tell them all. From first whistles to last-minute winners, FA Cup Files will be here, uncovering football's finest. Subscribe and stay with us on FA Cup Files, where the magic never fades, and the legends live on.